Thank you to the folks at Sandfall for the free code. I appreciate it. Okay, Sean sent me a couple things to equip for Minoko. Duelist Storm. Okay, I've got that. Moistenuse Vendange. Okay. Break. Okay. Chalier combo. Wait. You sent so many. You sent so many. Orphan Shears. I guess I don't need Ramesser Bonk. Maybe Lancelier Impale. Apply slow. Or should we do a Chassier Stabs which applies mark? I also am thinking I want to give her like marking shots if she doesn't have already. Yes, she does. Okay. Yay for options. Hi Mo. How's it going? I don't know. Is my other box turned off? It might be. Nope, it's in fact on. Hi Mo. Parry that butt. Harriet. Do you mean Harriet? I divided them by mass type. Tomorrow comes. Hi Foxy. How's it going? Welcome back, Foxy. How are you doing? How are you doing, Mo? Yeah, so many swords. Have you played this game yet, Mo? This is the final super boss. Now that things are fixed, wow, wow, wow. Hello, alerts. My alerts appear not to be working despite everything being fixed. Other than being 100 degrees, it's 100 degrees out?
These swords.
Are you, Foxy? It only got up to like 90 here today, and I'm very grateful. I better bounce then because of spoilers. Yes, this is the final super boss, which is, I guess, not very super plot related, but maybe it is kind of. So yes, please enjoy. Thank you, Mo. Thank you for stopping on in.
Simon.
I hope you take care of yourself. I'm doing good, Foxy. We had some
He's an old friend of mine.
frame rate issues,
We joined Expedition Zero together.
but it seems to be fixed now.
He disappeared than I thought.
I also modified Verso's build, and I have forgotten what his sword is.
I'll lay you to rest, my friend.
Oh, he's missing an arm. I don't think I noticed that before.
Invigorating.
We can start with Duelist Storm. Casual Mill. Higher damage at low HP sword. Is that what I did?
Take cover.
Okay, well, I can't even dodge that. Overload?
I think I'll improvise.
So now I'm at rank S. Did you guys see there's this PlayStation State of Play? Yes, I did. I did see there's a PlayStation State of Play tomorrow. Slow. Take it from slow.
Challenge.
Then I guess. Oh, do I not have any heavy attack now? It's okay. Oh, Gross Tet Whack.
Brace yourselves.
Thank you for the counter, Minoko. Thank you. Is this her first turn? Do we do hell or elemental trick? I think elemental trick.
Okay.
Elemental genesis. A million. I think we'll just do this and hopefully finish it. Or not. Maybe not.
Your turn to shine.
Okay. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Get ready.
The storm is coming. Feel the embrace of fire. Let's push forward.
Okay.
Last ditch effort.
Okay. I did see that there's a PlayStation State of Play tomorrow. Does anyone have any hopes for that?
My love, these foes are beneath you. You who have fought heaven and earth and subdued giants
Right, he fought the first Axon, right?
to find me, to free me from her grasp.
Interest.
Would you fall now to the likes of them?
Why is Simon looking for Clea?
Your oath remains unfulfilled. Rise. Your enemies await.
Okay. Duelist Storm. Master. Powerful. Okay.
Get ready.
Sorry,
Agile. Slow. Thank you for slow.
Invigorating.
Heavy. This will be defenseless.
let me flow.
Hell.
Feel the embrace of fire.
Okay. Overload.
Cut him down.
Bear still plays immediately. Field strike. Because it looks like I have the turn.
Prepare for a I'll manage.
Why did I drop down to A? Oh, is it because I used if I had help? Overload.
Let's have some fun.
Oh my god, 1 million?
You know,
One day I will learn how to dodge. Items. Revive.
you're outmatched. Here we go.
Okay. Elemental Genesis. Okay, that's 800,000 right there.
Just try it.
Okay.
Time to end this. Time.
So much potential.
Okay. Hell.
Why, yes. Cut him down.
Almost. Overload.
I'll manage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All up. 1.7 million.
Your turn, gods.
Oh man.
Foolish.
It's gonna wipe her from the battlefield. Okay. Okay, well, they're all wiped from the battlefield, so I don't have a lot of faith here. Okay. She's back, but now she's stanceless, so. $1.9 million.
Take your shot.
Okay.
On me.
One day I'll remember the pattern. It's not today, but one day I'll remember the pattern.
Show you what you can do. Yeah. On me. Not giving up.
Okay.
Okay.
I've never dodged that successfully. Ever. In any format. Okay. How are we doing frame wise? Are we doing okay? Are we dropping frames? Last chance can set Mile back into virtuous. Yes. Okay, right. Frames are good. Thank you. Continue. I'm Simon.
Energized. Violence, yes.
Yeah, I know I can use them in grade in phase 1, but it's like love it. Hi guys, how are you doing? Thank you for counter.
Minoka, get ready.
Yeah, I did notice. Break it. Overload. Field strike.
I'll manage. Here we go.
How you doing, guys?
Storm is coming.
Just... I'm doing well. Okay. I thought I was gonna dodge that, but alas.
Converge. Chrome is flowing.
Sky break.
Fun begins.
Slow.
Invigorating.
Okay.
My turn.
Attack it. Okay. Hi, Folsey. How's it going? Welcome back. 5.
No margin for error. Not looking good.
I'm doing good, Folsey. It's been a long week already, even though it's Monday, you know? Thank you, Lune. Okay. Phase 2, baby. Duelist Storm. Okay, that's a mill.
Sweet tasting.
I want to slow it. We need more turns. Crap. Did I make it defenseless? Oh, I mean, I would.
Let's push forward.
L. Okay.
Cut him down.
Overload.
I've been through worse.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, this is gonna do so much damage. 1.7 mil.
I'm ready.
I've never parried that second one successfully. Maybe I should just try dodging it. I mean, is that my problem? Slow.
Cut him down. Always come back. I know this.
It's musicking. Music's so hard here. Mother!
Let's have some fun. Don't die next time.
Feel the embrace of
It's so hard. Try dodging. Try dodging. Try dodging, Rich. Try dodging. Try dodging.
I'll do it.
Try dodging. You're not good at parrying this. Thank you for countering that one. You got a long way to go, girl.
Converge. A storm is coming.
Maybe hell.
Feel the embrace of fire.
I've already failed. I've already failed. I should just give up. I won't give up because I have stuff to learn. You know, I'm not going to give up here because I have tactics to learn. I got hit twice and therefore I lost.
Show me what you can do.
I mean, I guess you could heal her. I don't think it makes a difference though. I probably should have marked it if I could. $5 million.
It's locked on you.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Do not smooth today. Careful.
I got hit once. I'm struggling. This might be one of the hardest bosses I've ever fought in my life. Like, this is ridiculously hard.
Sweet tasting. I am refreshed. Get ready.
Oh my god.
Minoka, get ready.
I won't lose again. Elements converge. Meet your
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, slow.
Fun begins.
Roast that back. Defenseless.
No match.
$1.4 million.
Refreshed. Invigorating.
Okay.
Energized.
We could check. We'll check. Creation Void. Only 518,000. For as much like APS that uses this, it's not that good.
Elements converge.
Well, I can't use it. Let's see what this does.
Reckoning.
That uses 1,000,000 with powerful.
Careful, Verso.
Oh no.
Danger.
That's gonna knock him out of the battlefield. Oh, or not. Oh, my box fell.
Minoko, get ready.
Okay.
Fire.
Slow.
Time to end this.
Go slower.
I am. Cut him down.
It's Mark. Elemental trick. She still has, okay, so she lost powerful, so that's the difference here. Lightning Dance does. Well, we're not allowed to know. We're not allowed to know how much damage that did. Okay.
A bit of violence, yes.
I missed because I sneezed. Slow it. We need more turns. Okay, I'm glad he stayed alive. Only 418,000. Take my powerful. Field strike.
Let's carve a path. Here we go. Incoming.
That's only 95,000. Okay.
Chroma's flowing.
Here, take some energy. Now you can overload yourself.
Last ditch effort.
mil. Thank you. Thank you, Minoko.
Watch out. I've lived through worse.
I'll do it.
Okay, I think I've almost memorized that attack. Almost.
Let's go again. I am immortal.
Converge.
Okay, lightning dance. That's 825. They do kind of similar damage. Okay. Thank you for staying alive.
Cut him down. You can do better.
Elements. Converge.
Defenseless.
Sweet.
And now slow.
Oh, really?
I somehow didn't even dodge the first one. I'll 1.4 million.
Watch out, Minoko.
Almost. Do that on Verso, bro.
Now is our chance.
Hell. Hell does 1.6 million. So Hell's actually a very good thing to do. Let's keep it slowed. Oh.
Cut him down.
Okay, we have powerful and it's defenseless, and we've done 7 hits. So this should be 1.8 million. Okay.
Just try it.
Okay. Thank you for living through that, Minoko, because we needed it. We needed you to live.
Show me what you can do. Better.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Almost. $1.9 million for Stendhal. Okay. Last chance.
Last chance. Time to hit big.
Stendhal.
I'm ready.
Thank you for counter. Okay. It's just over half health. Oh, I dodged it all. Uh-oh. Okay. I need to get her. I need to. I need to. Mark it. If I can. Okay.
Your turn to shine.
No, I didn't want to do damage. I didn't want to do damage. I wanted to mark it. No! No!
Try me.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Okay. Oh, please. Please. Hi, Lance. How's it going? This is so hard.
Energized.
Hi, Cheney. Welcome back.
A bit of violence, yes.
Slow.
I'll do it. Better.
Okay. Good Lune.
Careful now.
Overload.
I'll manage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Follow up.
I wouldn't. I think I'll improvise.
Dude, how many turns do you get, bro?
Okay. Okay. Careful, Verso.
Oh my god.
Here we go again. I am
Defenseless.
violence.
Okay.
Your turn to dance.
Better.
Thank you.
Overflowing with energy.
Elemental tricks.
Prepare for a mission.
Oh my god. How much damage did that do? That looked like it was over 2K. 2 million.
The bitter dregs.
Blow it. Okay. Lightspeed first is in fact so rude.
Cut him down. I'll manage.
Skill strike. $2.6 million.
So much more.
That's with powerful, but without defenseless. We're gonna apply to clench this. I know it's weaker, but I want the buffs and the debuffs.
I finished.
Okay. Okay. $473 for no attack. Okay. Luna's gonna cast L. We need to slow you.
Let's push forward. Feel the embrace of fire.
1.6 million.
Let us stay.
Elemental trick.
Elements converge.
Overload.
Last ditch effort.
Follow up. 1.7 million right there.
Big like soup.
Okay, I almost had that pattern down. Okay, we lost Lune. There are worse people to lose. For instance, Verso is worse to lose. Defenseless.
Ready to strike. I am immortal. Big like soup.
Okay.
Cut him down.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I've lived this worse.
2.3 million right there. Okay. No, I lost Verso.
Why, yes, another day.
I could have had it. I that's totally carryable.
Oh, really?
Show me what you can do. Ready. Here's your cup.
Okay. Okay, they're both dead. Great. Ah! Okay.
Last chance. Not giving up.
And all.
Okay. Last chance.
Okay, I've almost got that down. Oh, but it's gonna remove my elf from the. I'm so. I. Okay. I will get it. I will get it. I mean, it's just like you have to be so perfect.
Sweet tasting. A bit of violence, yes.
I meant to do the one that gives me AP. I never have done that correctly. I'm so upset.
No margin for error. Elements converge.
Oh, defenseless good. Maybe CL needs more speed is what I should be learning from this. I feel like I'm also partially being thwarted by versus recovery. I'm being forced out of okay.
Let's finish this. I am immortal.
Okay.
Oh, really? Last ditch effort.
Okay, well, we won this.
I think I'll improvise.
Okay. It's basically S rank automatically for this weapon. I mean, I could do the Almighty for the damage, or I could just
Spicy.
lean into the status building.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Forward once again. Ha! Last ditch effort.
$2 million.
Here's some spice.
Stay defenseless.
The fun begins.
Yeah, sure. Take powerful.
So much potential. Let us sting.
Brunette, careful.
Oh, thank you for dodging all of that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Last ditch effort.
Elements converge.
Elemental Genesis.
Brace yourself.
I mean, that's I should not fail that. Slow.
Cut him down.
Oh, bye, Verso.
Danger.
Okay.
Romance flowing. Elements converge. A storm is coming. Meet your reckoning.
Defenseless. I'll just keep making sure that it stays slowed. Thank you, Lune. Thank you. Thank you, Minoko. That's fine. You can gather chroma all you want. Duelist Storm. $1.8 million right there. Okay. Camera froze? Oh no. Thank you. Thank you for paying attention. Okay, thank you for dodging all that. Send all. $8 million right there. Well, that's not... having more attacks is not helpful to me, actually. This is not good. Okay.
Your turn to shine. I'm not giving up. Not looking good.
I don't... I have to have CL buff her, but she needs to be in Virtuose right before it. You know what I mean? Like, it's the best thing that I can do right this second, Spark. Or skip turn. Oh my god. Um. Mael's turn. Last chance.
Not today.
No.
On me.
No!
Okay.
Can I ask a CL ability related question? Sure. Go ahead, Lance. Ask the question. Is this it? I'm so upset. Is it happen at 50% health specifically? Does it happen directly at 50%? Doesn't she have a buffering ability? What do you mean? A buff, like, I meant to add more speed to CL. Buffing, does it skip to phase 3 direct at 50%? It's closer to 25%? Okay.
Now.
Oh my god.
Let's finish this. Let us stay. Meet your reckoning.
Sweet taste of battle.
You can't like quit a battle, right? Yeah, she does have that,
Fun begins.
she does have that ability. I could equip that.
You're outmatched. I think I'll improvise.
Maybe I want double marked.
I think I'll improvise. Need it.
Thank you for counter. Which
Sweet.
countering unfortunately lowers his capability.
Energized. I'll manage.
$2 million right there, baby. Okay, bye.
Invigorating.
Thank you. Yay! Oh, that felt so good.
The fun begins. Prepare for a mission. I'll manage.
Okay.
Hers. Elements converge. The storm is coming.
I've lived through worse. Proper challenge.
Caster.
Just try.
Oh no. That was a freebie too. That was such a freebie.
Cut him down. I am. Manage.
It's okay, because we can just do an Angel's Eyes.
Always come back.
And he'll have another revive back. We could use Hell.
Promo.
It's stronger with the rest of the stains, but you don't always have them, you know?
Get ready.
I dodged.
I won't waste this.
My turn. I am. Last ditch effort. Incoming.
Okay.
Spicy.
You need to slow.
Let us stay.
Okay.
I've lived through worse.
Take cover.
Okay.
Incoming.
I want you to stay slow.
Let's have some.
Follow up.
Let's push forward.
Hell.
Feel the embrace of fire.
Thank you for a million.
Elements converge.
Your turn to shine.
Okay.
I'll manage. My turn.
Angel eyes. Okay, get that recovery back.
Just try it.
Okay.
Watch out, Minoko.
Better. Spicy.
Defenseless.
The bitter dregs.
I want to keep it slow. I don't want that to come off. I dodged too early? Did I dodge too early?
Flow. The expedition's not over.
Hell.
Feel the embrace of fire.
Ready to strike. Cut him down.
$1.4 million.
Your turn to shine.
Okay.
I won't lose again. Elements converge. A storm is coming.
I'll just do it. Just do it again.
Energized.
Hail.
Bitter dregs.
Defenseless. Okay. Sure.
Show me what you can do.
Oh, come on.
Get up.
CL playing immediately here. I have a question. On. Can we mark it? Can we mark it? Or not? Mark.
Show me what you can do. Time to hit big.
Okay. Help.
Get out of this campus.
33 million damage? 33 million damage? I thank God. Oh my God, he was raptured. It's rapture day. He was raptured. Oh. I love that sword. Oh, is he giving him the sword? Looks like Sephiroth there. Sephiroth. Oh, wow. Simoso, level 33. Oh, 50 color of luminous. Great. I'm so glad I have those. And 2 more catalysts. Okay. Simoso. An ethereal sword deals light damage on any damage dealt with skills. 20% chance to apply burn on dealing light damage. Can't die if at least rank A. Oh, well, I mean, if that's combined with, like, what's it called? Last chance, and you're, like, automatically rank A, like, that's so good. Oh, man. Oh, man. Let me go back to here, just because I don't want us to be all bloody. Did I level up? I don't level up for beating him? Okay, wow. Okay. All right, let's get the journal. Oh, what is this? All right, what's the journal say?
Simon. More and more of my mind is fading away. I must put my words down on paper before I lose myself entirely. My beautiful Claire. What did she do to you? That paintress. She fooled me. She looked so much like you, and I believed her story.
Her mom.
She granted me the power to fell the axons and enter the monolith.
Enter the monolith. Oh, so
I
there's like
realized
a...
too late that she had warped my mind. That she had in fact taken you away. Locked you somewhere I could never reach. And set me on a path to destroy your future. But then I met Aline, who showed me that I could save you. With her help, I descended to the bottom of the monolith, where Aline had sealed him away. The one who brings the Gamache. The one who threatens our very existence. But his powers are strong, and I'm finding it harder and harder to fight his influence over my mind.
Renoir.
My mind is breaking. My final thoughts are only a few. I despair. But one day, our suffering will end, and we will find our way back to each other. In this life, or another.
Simon. He really... It seems like he really loved Clea. A lot of the post-game content has been really focused on Clea, hasn't it? Between this and the Painted Manor, I guess the friendly Nevron's quest as well. Like a lot of the post-game is very, very Clea-centric. Is that all the journals? Oh, that is the last journal. Now there's this sword here. I can touch it. Do I touch it? Is there, should I touch it, or is there something else I should do here first? Yeah, a lot of it kind of sets up Clea as an architect of the world. I totally agree with that sentence. That's how you refight the remains of Simon's chroma. You wish to fight Simon again? No, never. I'm good. No, thank you. Um. Um. Oh man, what a beautiful adventure.
Hang on tight.
I guess that's the end of Expedition 33 for us, yeah? We've done essentially everything that we could do. Is there any post-game conversations you could have with like Clea after you've beaten Simon? Because I feel like that would be like a nice little touch, but maybe I don't think they would add that, you know? Yeah, right, absolutely. What a journey this game's been. Not that I know of, no. Did I do everything?
Here we go.
Can't wait for the long form and short form content. Thank you, Land. Yeah, we're almost done editing Elden Ring for TikTok. You want to check your achievements? I can do that. I'm not like very trophy driven as a person. I think you all know. Okay, so this is obtain all trophies, reach level 99, and defeat the Mime and Lumiere. Okay, so yeah, those are the only 3 I'm missing. I have 57. I have 53 out of 56. So the only ones I'm missing are get to level 99. Fight the mime and Lumiere, and that's it. That's all I need to do. And then that's the platinum. And that I think would be my 4th platinum. Yeah, those seem pretty easy to get.
Here we go.
It's just a little grindy grind, you know? Oh man. So should we write our backlogged review as I typically do once I've gotten to the end of the game? Level 9 was just me running around Runner's Drafts while watching YouTube. Fair. All right. Let's do the backlog. Shall we? You did did the hard stuff? Yeah, I've done it all. I could go back and fight Golgrad, the Jeshua village again. I could go get all the bald outfits for everybody. I'm surprised you don't have to get all the outfits, right? Playing. What am I playing? Play obscur. Let's do I have I think I just have the window. Let me add a is it I guess it's window capture? No. Okay. You can see it, right? So I guess I can do my review. I can change it to completed. No longer playing. I played on PlayStation 5. Thank you for the code. This is gonna be my last sponsored stream, I guess. Here, let me change my let me modify my Windows. All right, so my review of this game. I like to do this when we get to the end of a playthrough. Is I like to go to my Backloggd. I think Backloggd is a fun website to see what your friends thought of games that you play. So useful editor. Oh man, played on PlayStation 5. Owned. Time played. I don't know how much time did I play. A lot. I guess I can check. How much time did I play this? Oh, 65 hours essentially. Okay. So 65 hours. Time played. 65 hours. Review. I would say that I really like this game. I really enjoyed pretty much everything about this game. I think you all know that I started playing games. I'll say that I like it. I started playing RPGs. Started on May 6th. Thank you. Either good memory or you've been tracking. Started May 6th. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. You know, I'm a classic turn-based RPG lover. Final Fantasy is my favorite game franchise, and it was like what originally got me into Twitch streaming. Was watching people play Final Fantasy and being like, wow, I really would like to do that. As well as like Kingdom Hearts, Little Zelda, and just like little content that people created around these games. So it was a real treat for me to be able to play this game, as well as to get a code from the folks over at Sandfall Interactive. Thank you so much for the free code to play this game. I've absolutely loved playing it over the past, 4 months. It's a beautiful game, and I'm very impressed at the size of the team that put this game together. I would say that how do I want to go through this like quite sequentially? Presentation wise, I think this game is beautiful. Exploring the world is never that complicated. There's a little bit of light platforming. I don't think the platforming is altogether perfect, but I don't think this game's trying to be a platformer. And the platforming sections are kind of optional. But I would say traversing the world is really beautiful, and it's really helped out by really strong art direction. I think that counts for a lot, right? For being a small game. I think that it's nice to explore the areas. I know that some people complained about the lack of a mini map, which I do get and I do understand, because there's definitely stuff that I just completely missed because I didn't know where to look for it. I think a mini map could have helped, and maybe they'll add that in later. I still don't believe that there is not a photo mode for this game, considering how pretty the presentation is. I know that they've mentioned that they're going to patch a photo mode in, but I'm still very I feel like that should be there, like, you know what I mean? I mean it's not like something that ruined the game for me at all. It's just kind of like a game this pretty, you would want to have a photo mode. So yeah, so I'd say visual presentation, art direction I think is really good. The animation is overall pretty good. It looks really great at performance mode. I would say it looks a lot better in performance mode than it did in graphics mode. There's a couple things that are a little bit rough around the edges from a graphical perspective, but I think the animation overall is very fluid. And in performance mode, the combat works really well. So I think it's probably good transition to talk about like gameplay for combat. I think this is a great RPG. I think it's a great RPG in the sense of you get very clear senses of progression. As you level your characters, you definitely do feel them getting stronger. As you unlock new abilities, you get to play a little bit more around with them. And the game gives you a lot of options as to how you want to build out your characters, including both their abilities as well as their stats. And stats actually are tied to weapons as well. So there's a little bit of an element of committing to a specific weapon, committing to specific builds, and it allows you to do a recoat. But I'd say that early on, you don't really have a lot of recoats, and they seem expensive. And I felt like as I was going through this game, I didn't want to waste a recoat, if that makes sense. By the way, this is an interactive this can be an interactive thing. It just doesn't need to be me telling you my thoughts of the game. I'm happy to hear and talk about what people thought about the games as well. You know, I don't think it's going to change my perspective of what I think of this game overall, and the rating that I have in mind, the review that I have in mind for it. But I do want to hear other people's thoughts as well, right? So, I'm admittedly vibing hard to the music. I'll put on some of my other favorites as I can think of them. Robe du Jour is another favorite of mine. So put that on. Um, yeah, so combat I think is actually really interesting. I do really like the implementation of parry and dodge mechanics into the combat. It's a little bit of a build on the Paper Mario style of RPG. But you see a lot of the influence of a couple different RPGs through here, right? The menus look like a Persona menu. The turn order feels like it's taken directly out of Final Fantasy X. The dodge and parry mechanics are somewhere across between Final Fantasy X as well as I think more modern games like Sekiro. Especially as they build multiple different parries for you to use, right? You know, with the chromatic attacks and um, you doing like a gradient counter, I think is pretty interesting. You know, so I said that the combat stays interesting through the duration of the game. I also think they do a good job introducing like new enemy types as the game goes by, so you're not just fighting the same enemy varieties. I do think that that's like a problem that I see in a lot of like classic JRPGs is they'll introduce an enemy and then like 20 hours later you're fighting the same enemy but they're like blue and they have more health, right? So they don't get necessarily more interesting to fight. Whereas like I felt like this game you're constantly learning new patterns until the very end of the game essentially, because you had seen every single enemy variety by then. Like even in the final level, they introduced the creation in the final area of Lumiere. And I think that that's great, right? Yeah, and the Nevrons are Clea's creations, right? And so it's also really fun to kind of see them in like the manner as you go along. I do want to talk about the manner because I do think the manner is an interesting like through line where I think the manor is presented very interestingly because the manor is a place that like is like constantly referenced and called back to. And so it does a really good job of establishing the importance of the manor in the lore of the game and making it like a very clear and important place without giving you any information as to why you continue to go back there. And so I think you initially when you first find Mael there, you're kind of like, oh, that's weird. And then as they like keep referring back to it and you keep finding it again, it makes you think like, oh, this place is more significant. So why was Mael there? You know, and I think that's really clever. A really clever sort of like hub piece of information to like go after, right? Yeah, she was a mistress. Yes. Leah's the mistress that all the like the friendly Nevrons talk about. Yeah, you love the manor, the rooms and the things you find in them, hinting at who the family really is. Yes, and as well, like I think the manor also does a good job of being self-interesting by hiding a bunch of secrets in it. Part of me does wish that there were more rewards for finding things in the manor other than just like music and I guess it's mostly just music. I guess you get like some like potions and stuff as well for restoratives. But I do wish there was like a little bit more stuff in there to like find. I would say that you know, um, I think Simon's too hard. Um, I think Simon's too hard. Um, definitely learnable. Everything in the game is learnable, but like, this game has a very interesting difficulty balance problem, which we did encounter firsthand, where like I got to a point where I was essentially trivializing the game on normal difficulty. And so I switched to expert difficulty for the end of Act 2, and then I got to Act 3 and it was too hard again. And so um I was like, "Oh no." And then by the end of that, I was also trivializing it again. So I'd say like the difficulty curve is a little bit imbalanced. I do like that there is an easy mode for people that just really do want to play through for the story and don't really care about grinding or doing all the side content. I do like that there are difficulty options for this type of game. But I do feel like I wish that there was like something between like expert and like a variable difficulty setting that like scales a little bit more with you. I don't know how that would be implemented, but like I don't know. If it was like, hey, you're one-shotting everything, do you want to play on variable difficulty mode where it just kind of scales the difficulty of an encounter to like how good you are? Or how overpowered your characters have become. I think that might have been interesting. Yeah, I totally understand, Patson. I do worry that like this game is a little bit inaccessible to people without mods because it is even though it's very story centric and strategy centric, there's still a trigger happy thing. Right? Like it does require some degree of responsiveness, I guess I would say. So we talked about combat, we talked about exploration. I think the world map is beautiful. Um I think even though it's beautiful, by the end I do wish that I had a little bit of a fast travel system. Um even though the world is like relatively small, but it's still fine. You know, um it's just a lot of traversal by the end, you know. Yeah, give SKA rocket boosters. Yeah, make them just go a little bit faster. I would say, as far as the areas are concerned, I think actually the main story areas were very good. I think in particular, the areas that stand out the most to me were the action areas in Act 2. Lumiere stands out. Um, I think Flying Waters stands out. Um, I think those are the ones that I remember the most vividly. And then maybe Old Lumiere as well. I don't really like I know there's names of other areas, but like I don't remember them like as specifically well. Like I don't really remember like the Stonewave Cliffs or the Forgotten Battlefield as vividly. Whereas like the Axon areas felt like a moment. And it was like one of those times where like I couldn't believe how beautiful the world design, the character design, the music, and the exploration were all coming together. That made this game almost a meditative experience. And I think I described this to some friends when I was at the KH Reconnect event. Is I still didn't know what the game was fully about, and I had described the game as being very impressionist in its approach to um themes of art, and how they were using like Seren was like a dancer and the visages reminded me of like the theater arts, and it was like it felt overall like this was like I'm using on art in its essence and its core and what it means and what it is, even if at that time I felt like the game was very light on actual specific story content. um and how to describe it, right? like it felt like the game was not giving a lot of details. It was really like just brushing at these like broad themes of art and kind of asking you to infer impressions of the game from it, right? And then you get to the end of Act 2 and I think the game starts beating some core themes over your head a little bit more and contextualizing this game as a meditation on not just art but also on grief and memory and um you know, what it means to remember something in someone and um what a life means. And you see that I think as well in the names of the different songs in French. It's like a life to live, a life to love, a life to Pendre, which I don't know what that is. That to lose, um, or to paint, um, um, yeah. Renoir was an impressionist painter, as well. Pendre, yeah, life to paint, right? So it's like une vie, um, for like all these different songs, and so I think it's like a little bit of it's a. I think the themes of this game are very beautiful and very deep and um like deeper than than they seem on the surface. And if I've gleaned anything from the reactions of people talking about the ending of this game is the ending is quite divisive. Um and I find that interesting. Um that it's not a very clear cut, oh, one is the good ending, one is the bad ending. I think this game also like asks you to think about how you perceive grief and memory and the value of a life or lives, um and what's important to you. And so I do really value a game that makes you think um about its story and asks you to ponder and apply your own life to it. um so I do really value that. Let's play another song. um um I saw Until Next Life, and I think we should do that. This song is. This is probably a good segue to talk about the soundtrack for this game. The soundtrack for Expedition 33. I I don't think I have words to describe this soundtrack other than to call it a masterwork. There are so many different themes, musical themes in this game that are explored and integrated in such an interesting and beautiful way. We have this, we have the beautiful operatic vocals, uh, of um, the featured singer of this game, whose name I'm forgetting it right now. Is it Alicia? Um, so we have this like really beautiful operatic vocals from Alice Dupont Percier. Thank you. Thank you. Um, from Alice Dupont Percier. Beautiful, one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard. Um, and those are combined with simple piano songs, and I think piano is another visual representation of Verso and his character. We see reflected throughout the game. Alice Duport Percier, thank you. We have guitar, acoustic guitar playing in certain places. We've got like this electronic music that like peeks in from time to time. Beautiful chanting, a combination of different languages. We've got French, we have English, we have Old French, we have maybe a couple other languages in there that I don't actually know what they are. I've heard that Sanskrit is part of the song in Go Blue. Maybe that's wrong, but I think that's what I had read. But like the soundtrack combines so many different genres of music, and somehow it still feels coherent and cogent, and you can see the artistic vision overarching all of it. It does a fantastic job of making you feel things and knowing when and how to feel them. The music never feels out of place. It's dynamic. It's beautiful. It's haunting. It it really emphasizes all the story moments, and it makes the battles super exciting as well. Um, so I think it's really, I think that the music is. I mean, if I would be shocked if this soundtrack is not something that people are still talking about like 5-10 years from now as an example of a seminal soundtrack in the way that I would consider the soundtrack to like the Nier games to be nothing short of a masterpiece. Um, Iris, welcome back. How are you doing? Oh, Elise Dupar Percier. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Kasten. Yes, thank you for the francophones. Turns out the old French is actually one local to the region of the desert. Oh, so it's kind of like a way for them to like impart their their you know, their like local experience into the game. Yeah, I mean, I don't, it's interesting. The very interesting thing is like yeah, heritage. Their own personal cultural heritage into the game. I've started listening to the soundtrack. I don't think I finished it yet. Job hunt sucks, but I'm doing well. I wish you the best of luck with the job hunt, Riz. Truly. Yeah, the soundtrack. I mean, I would have played this game just for the soundtrack. The rest of the game could have been terrible, and I probably would have stuck it through just to hear like all the songs. I'll be honest. Like I would have played a lesser game with the soundtrack, and it just happens that I got a really good like game to come along with it. Now, I guess one of the last things that we want to talk about is I want to talk about the story and the characters, right? The story of this game and I have actually a very, I think the story is fantastic. And I think the writing is really good and very clever and very subtle. I might say something brave, and I kind of wonder if like the storytelling early on is like almost too subtle. Like I think the game does a good job of establishing its stakes with the prologue and the start of the expedition. And then I think the story is like go north for a while. And I don't really feel like I got to know the characters very well early on. Other than Gustav, and I think that's partially intentional, is that they really want you to get to know Gustav, and Mael, really. And like the other characters are kind of just there in the beginning of the game, and I think that's partly intentional to really give you that that gut punch that you get at the end of Act 1. And even in Act 2, there's parts with the accents where like Lune and CL are supposed to get these like big moments. And you don't really get any context for them. They just like have these like, it's like, oh, CL is wearing a mask, and then she's like, I'm not wearing the mask anymore. And it's like, okay, why? I still don't know why. And I don't have like I don't really have context for that. And I do think that CL is phenomenal as a character. I have a couple complaints about Lune. I think that Lune actually does not get nearly as enough. I don't think that Lune gets nearly as enough interesting content as CL and SKA even. Like Lune plays the guitar, but like there's very little about her playing the guitar that gets like revealed throughout the story of the game. It's just like she plays the guitar and you don't really get to know her that well. Whereas like CL, you get to know a lot about her, you know, her husband and her, you know, attempts at having a child and the class of children that her husband taught, and her her wanting to throw it all away and her connection with SKA, and like I think CL gets a lot of beautiful content, and Minoko, I mean, Minoko's a little bit of a comic relief character, but even Minoko gets like some depth to him. And then you learn like who Minoko is in the manor, and it's like, oh my god, that makes a lot of sense. But I do think that like Lune, there were some choices made with respect to Lune's development that I wondered if, because I chose not to romance her, that she just got less content. But my understanding is that she just got less content. She just had less things. I love how you get to learn who's related to each petal color. What that extra retroactively means a lot. Yes, I did notice that early. Like, I picked up on that pretty early, Riss, when I was like, what is yellow? Because like at the beginning of the game, they're like, oh, red and white. And then there was like a yellow/gold. And I was like, interesting. So, yeah, it's wild that they only introduced the social links in Act 2, right? So I'd say like the characters are very good. I say that, and I think the story is actually really well written, and it has a lot of twists that you wouldn't expect. And in the end, I wound up caring a lot about these characters and the world that they occupied. But I also feel like by the end of the game, they created, because of the twist that they created, I wound up caring. I feel, I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna say this quite bluntly. I feel like they undermined the impact of Gustav's death by contextualizing the painting and the painted world around the Desandra family and the loss of Verso. And then when Mael was like talking to CL, and CL was like, oh, could you bring my husband back? And Mael was like, sure. You know, like, it was like, I was kind of like, okay, well, like, what does death mean in this world then? And I think, I think that partly contextualizes why I chose the ending that I did. And I chose to go with Verso because I was kind of like, well, what does life and death in this world mean then? And what does it mean to grieve? And what does it mean to have loss if we can just live in this semi-perfected eternal world? And I think a lot of my other JRPGs that I've played have made me wonder if eternal life or life without death is worth living, and what it would mean. And I could also see like Mael becoming I think I might have said it explicitly, like it felt like Mael was basically gonna like live as the paintress and be like the one to control the universe, and it felt like an unnecessary power trip, right? I chose Verso as well because I thought that Mael wasn't dealing with the loss and could move on. Yes, I felt that way as well, Riss, is that like I've seen people contextualize it's like, oh, you're choosing one person over like all the people that live in the painting, and it's like, no, I'm choosing the protagonists of this story and setting them on a path towards healing, because I felt like Verso was looking for rest, and I felt like their family was torn apart by his grief and their inability to accept their loss. And Aline had escaped into the painting because of it, and Renoir, went after her, and the strain that the loss put on their relationship, and um how Mael had gone in there, but Mael was also still grieving the loss. But Mael went in there to help her parents, right? And I was kind of like, okay, like that's the mission. That is the mission of this expedition. Is it's really Mael's story and her confronting her family, and I think Verso is the key narrator for helping her move on with her own grief and her own loss, that she's choosing not to remember or process. And you can see that she's essentially rejecting grief in its totality in her own ending. Um, so I know, Deej, that when we talked about this at Reconnect, you had thoughts on the ending on the game, right? And you were kind of like, I don't remember. But I remember talking to you and Violet about it, and I know that Violet had we didn't talk about it explicitly because they're still playing it. But I remember both of you and Violet were like, yeah, it was good. But like not like fully there. So I mean, like the story, it's like the story is both a masterpiece, and at the same time I feel a little bit let down by it. Like, because there's stuff that happens in Act 1 that I'm like, well, it feels like we're just kind of like bopping around the world, doesn't it? We're kind of world building, right? Which is fine, and it's fair for us to establish that, right? Then there's the end of Act 1, and then Act 2 you kind of bop around, and then then you got to the accents, and I was like, oh, this game is doing things. This game is actually doing something really interesting, by asking us to meditate on art and art in its forms, and what does it mean, and how is art a reflection of ourselves and the world that we create and live in, and how we process things, which I found really interesting about the axons. And I don't know if other people felt differently about what the axons and what they were intended to represent, but that was my interpretation of at least the first two axons. It was like the theater arts and the emotions, and that's what I got out of the visages, and then like dancing and song, and that's what I got like out of Seren, right? And in a way, some of them are, I guess you could say, distractions to the destructive nature of the world, as well as like salves to like help you process and overcome some of the limitations that words ourselves don't quite comprehend the feelings of how we're feeling. Yes, I agree, Riss. I don't like people being like, you chose genocide. Like, no, that's not. Like, also, can we not equate those two things? Like, this is a video game. Now, au contraire, I do think it does reveal generally how people different people think of things. In their relationships with the game, with the characters, and with the story, and what it's trying to convey. And I think it does become a very personal reflection of how you feel, which I do think is very valuable and very interesting. You really just like the Act 2 twist of Mael merging with Alicia? That's fair. That's fair. I think for me, that might actually be my favorite part of the game, personally, because it recontextualized everything for me in a very interesting way. And that's when the the switch just clicked in my brain. I was like, this is a game about grief, and this is, about overcoming it, and what does it mean in the context of this family, the Desandra family in totality, right? Um, the impressionistic writing, like you put it, made it hard for me to connect with the characters. I didn't really like much of the character writing, and I wish the social links had just been incorporated into the story instead. Yeah, I don't think that like the story pays any characters its true due, other than the named act characters, which are Gustav, Verso, and Mael. I do think that um um like like I said, Ciel and Luna get these moments in the accent areas, and like you have no context for them, and I still don't quite understand why they happened, other than to give them a moment. Whereas like the actual social link content made me really appreciate Ciel as a character. Um, I do really like Monoko, but I wish Monoko had more content. I love SGA. I like really love SGA. I think SGA might actually be one of my favorite characters in this game. Um, and I don't think that should surprise anyone because SGA's baby. Um, I wanna change the song again just because we've been listening to this for a while. What else we got? Verso, um, CL. Oh, CL is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. So I heard this song in my car and I started crying. It's unbelievable, right? I just felt like it completely changed all of Mael's character development and who she was. Like I didn't think the Mael we knew in Act 1 and 2 would have ever kept Verso trapped like that. She would have kept searching for a solution that would free Verso and save everyone else. Yeah, I mean, so I do think the character writing can be stronger. One of the things that I'm reflecting on is like I don't actually think of the endings as um like Verso and Mael's endings. I think I view them actually as like Alicia and Mael's endings. Which is to say, like, are you choosing the life of Alicia? Are you choosing the life of Mael? Which I think has been a very interesting paradigm shift for me. And how I think of that ending and what it means. Um, um, I don't know if other people find validity in that perspective, but I think it's an interesting way to think about the game. But I do agree with you. I think that there's a little bit of um a flavor of what we see in Act 3. Which is to say, like we are asked to believe that Mael has mourned the loss of Gustav and the others in this world. Which does feel like I do feel like there's a sense you get early on with Mael that she had felt abandoned by this world and is like a little bit ultimately disinterested, and she's like been between family and family, and Gustav was like the closest thing that she had to stability in this world, and she's lived in it for so long. She's lived in it for 17 years or so. Um and I guess entered as a baby. I don't really know how it all works. Like, I don't know if she like enters the world as a baby and then she like ages up with, because how otherwise we're like, does any of it make sense? Otherwise, people will be like, oh, are you sure you're actually this age? Um, I guess I'm asked not to think too hard on it. But I think we're asked to believe that Mael, um, was really there for Expedition 33 to save the painted world. And her connection with Gustav and that loss is so profound and so deep that she believes that continuing to live in that world is um and to repair it is actually a better world that she would live in, right? Whereas I think my brain was thinking like Mael knew that on the outside she would go back to being Alicia, um and um when she knows that when she leaves, and I said this when I was talking about the ending, she knows that she's going to have to both process not only the loss of her brother and the brokenness of her family, but also the way that the fire has altered her life and her capabilities and her beauty and perception of herself in a way that she was choosing to reject, right? Which I do think is very much in keeping with Miles' character, and I did find that like quite um believable, right? It's like we could say that like Mael is doing it to protect people in the canvas, but my read of the situation was like it was also a rejection of her own loss um as Alicia in the real world. Um which um again, I am part of why I chose the ending that I had done, right? You took it as time to pass on the canvas, or at least not the same speed, so she painted herself on the canvas was born as a baby. Yeah, that's how I get it too, Riz. Um, in a sense, again, 1900 medicine isn't great, so she may never live a full life. True. Um, but her face is just like disfigured, and you know, um, her family's broken and has been broken since the loss of her brother, and she doesn't have any reason to believe that going outside to the real world is going to help her family um at all. um so this song is so good. So I do believe, as much as I have criticisms of the way that the story is actually presented, I do also wonder if the vagueness of it is partially intentional. And if it's not intentional, it's at least still very effective at getting us to have conversation about what the ending means and what it means to us and why we come to the conclusions that we do. And it does. I think a game. I think one of the things that this game had done really well is it has asked me to contextualize my own experiences and put my own personal morality, my own personal experiences with the world, with other art, with the what I think justice is, and implant that into the game, um, in a world full of trade-offs. And I think that is something that I do resonate a lot with, is that a lot of the choices that we make or are making are not morally clear cut. And it's not as simple as choosing like the Paragon or Renegade option. Like there are very real trade-offs that um we make in our daily lives, and the choices that we make and the people that they impact. And that I do think the story is very effective at that, either through intention or omission and vagueness, right? Um so Um, I do really like CL. I do really like Eski. I do really like Verso. I like Gustav. I like Mael. I like Renoir. I think actually Renoir as the villain and Aline by extension as like a sub villain. I do think are actually really interesting and well rounded to the point where I got to the end of this game and I felt bad for Renoir. And his loss and his grief and what he's trying to process and what his mission was to do, and why he did it. Um, so, all right. So, um, so let's write the review. Beautiful turn-based RPG. Um, drawing from hallmarks of the genre, like Final Fantasy X, Persona, and Paper Mario slash, and even Sekiro to an extent, um, to create an engaging combat system populated, um, draped across a beautifully designed impressionist world. The art direction is stellar, and the soundtrack alone is worth the price of admission. But the content of the game, play, loop, and the story kept me engaged all the way through every side quest I could find. The writing is smart and well-intentioned with beautiful characters. I keep saying beautiful with realized characters. Hi Otter, how's it going? Imagine being rich. Oh yeah. How you doing, Otter? Let me see if I can find one more song before I finish writing my review. Oh my god. I mean, there's two here I want to listen to. Linen and Cotton, but we're gonna listen to Aline first. This song haunts me in my sleep. Well, the writing is smart and well intentioned with realized characters, though at times vague, or mysterious, until greater context is achieved later in the story. Combat can be broken, or imbalanced in parts, but part of the fun is optimizing your own build, weapons, skills, and stats to a style unique to you. Oh, I would love the lyrics for this, Patson. How are you doing, Otter? Did you get back to editing? I know you had a busy weekend. I will play it again someday. But until then, I will be listening to the soundtrack on repeat for the next 17 years, for the next 33 years, for those to come after. My rating for this is just gonna be a 4.5. I think that like um this game is so good. And a game that I'm gonna think about for a really long time. I think the combat's excellent, music's excellent, presentation's excellent. I do wish a little bit of the character writing was a little bit tighter for certain characters, certain side characters. Um, I do also wish that I got greater context for some parts earlier in the story. Um, and I do think that some of the side content or optional battles, um, kind of not great. We didn't talk about it much, but like the endless tower is the worst tower that's ever been included in a video game. It's literally a room. Um, I what it what a misnomer. That is the worst tower ever to be in a game. Especially compared to like a tower like in Final Fantasy 12, for instance. Where it's like a real tower, like like Final Fantasy 7, the Shimmer building, right? Like, give me a tower, like, give me a real tower. Um, so, um, leave and flee. I beg of you, flee this cursed painting, this canvas of a false life. Oh, yeah, it's sung at the start of the Act 2 Paintress. Um, um, and okay, the last song I want to listen to is Linden Cotton. No, wrong, 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 wrong. Um, so, I think that summarizes my thoughts. I would say, like, yeah, I would give this game a 9 out of 10. Still very much a masterpiece. I think, like, I'm really curious to see what the team that created this game does next. I believe that they have said that Clair Obscur is going to be a franchise. Um, and that Expedition 33 is the first game in the franchise. I'm really interested to see how they build out this world. I think the logical choice is for them to expand this into the writers, which we've only learned about in name, really. And that the Desandra family and the painters are actually fighting. And so I think that like that is the logical direction, because it just feel like the story of this painted canvas is over and there's nothing left to explore here. And so I'm very curious to see what direction a game about the writers would do, right? I'm okay with them iterating on the formula. Um, oh, another critique I had of this game, which I didn't mention earlier. There's too many skills. And I think that's exciting, but it's also like I have no idea how to build a. I have no idea what's good until I have it. Um, if there were a way to like preview skills before I commit to them, I think that would have been very smart. Because usually I was just getting a skill and then I was not using it ever because I was like, I'm not gonna use that. You mostly agree, a bit too flawed, but brilliant in their own ways, and hopefully, like Dark Souls 1, an innovative game that doesn't age hugely well, right? Gameplay wise, at least. I think this game will age actually probably really well. Because it and the reason why I say that, the reason why I assume that is because I do think that it already feels like it is a throwback to like PS1 era JRPGs. And I feel like it already plays a little bit like a PS1 era JRPG. And so I think it's like it will age in that way, which is like to say that it's iterating on something that's already classic. I'm not saying it's gonna age perfectly, but I do think that like one of the things I do really think that this will do, hopefully, is that this will create a level of interest and enthusiasm for more developers to be interested in a turn-based game. Um, Especially as we, see I have loved Final Fantasy for my entire life. I love Final Fantasy 16. I love FF7 Remake. I love FF7 Rebirth. Um, I do think it's really good that we have a game like this that is really successful and is a breakout indie hit. Showing that turn-based games can be just as engaging and well received by a Western audience. Um, and that Final Fantasy doesn't have to only be action-based. It's fine if it is, but like I hope that like this gives more signals that like people are willing to sit with turn-based games if they are well designed and fun to play and interesting, have good world building, good acting. By the way, the performances were phenomenal. You know, um Ben Starr, phenomenal as always. I know he's only been in a couple games, but he's phenomenal in every game he's been in. Um is the voice actress for Mael Jennifer English? Is that her name? Um, she's phenomenal. Um, Renoir is phenomenal. Like there's a lot of really great performances in this game that really anchor it and give it a real true sense of humanity. Um, that's gonna be my log for Expedition 33. Um, average rating 4.7. And so the next game we're gonna be playing is Alan Wake, followed by Control and Alan Wake 2. So um, hopefully people are looking forward to those. I should be back Thursday um, with those, and I couldn't be more excited for that. There's only one last song that we have to, I guess, end this on, which is the classic. Um, The devs knew of Baldur's Gate 3 and left her there and didn't recognize her during the voice. That's actually really funny that they didn't recognize her. Um, but thank you all for being here with me. I hope you enjoyed my Expedition 33 playthrough. I guess I can read the spoiler chat now. You know? Ding ding da 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 ding ding da 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 ding da da dong. Ding ding da 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 ding ding da 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 ding da da da.